Coming up, a shooting inside an emergency room, and the whole thing was caught on camera.
It's another frigid night ahead. Who could dip below zero before morning?
And all aboard the Cupcake Carriage. New York Live's got the sweet story of how one woman's passion project turned into a mobile bakery to the stars. Hey, this is News 4 Now for January 26. I'm Kay Ingram. It is a shocking crime you definitely don't see every day. A man opens fire inside a hospital in the Bronx. Today he's under arrest, and we've learned that tracking him down wasn't all that difficult for cops. This is video we were the first to show you inside Jacobi Medical Center. You're looking at the waiting area in the emergency room. Police have now identified the gunman as 25-year-old Kiber Martinez. They say he was arrested just before midnight. Law enforcement sources say police were able to track him down because he signed into the ER, complaining he had asthma issues. His sister later called police after he began acting out.
I heard through the intercom, active shooter.
There were residents in there. There were nurses there. There were doctors there. There were maintenance workers there that went through something so difficult.
Unbelievable story. I will never forget this one.
A 35-year-old man was shot in the arm and should be okay. Police don't believe the two knew each other. No one else was hurt. Also new, services will be held next week for the second of the two police officers shot in Harlem. Officer Wilbert Mora passed away Tuesday afternoon, shortly after undergoing surgery to donate his organs. His fellow officers gathered outside the hospital for the dignified transfer of his remains from the medical examiner's office to Riverdale Funeral Home. The 27-year-old had been in critical condition since last Friday's shooting. A viewing will be held next Tuesday at St. Patrick's Cathedral. His funeral will be held there the next day. And the mask is back. Students will be required to wear face coverings across New York after a judge temporarily reinstated the mask mandate. Tuesday, numerous school districts went mask-free after a Long Island judge declared the governor's mandate was enacted, quote, unlawfully. However, Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman's celebration of the decision was short-lived after an appellate court issued a stay on the ruling, putting the mandate back into effect through the end of the week. In Manhasset, school officials kept the mask mandate, but some students refused to comply.
These are kids that are honor roll students. These are kids that do whatever they can for the school, the community, the country, and now they're being treated as the problem.
Would I have liked it to stay maybe a month while the numbers come down? Yeah.
This is a pandemic of a highly infectious strain, and I feel relaxing the mask mandate now is just a few weeks too early.
The daily positivity rate is around 10% in Nassau County. A full hearing on the mandate is set for Friday.
Hi there, I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Maria LaRosa. Let's get you through another chilly evening and a chilly night. We're going to stay below freezing, of course, this evening into the mid-20s as temperatures drop into the teens in the city, but that's not the whole story. Still a bit of a breeze, especially during the evening hours, so count on those wind chills staying in the single digits and teens during the overnight. Now, the wind's not as big an issue tomorrow morning, but the temperatures plain cold all on their own. 15 for the low in the city, Merrick into the teens and low teens from Eastport, Islip, and Belmar. You head north of the city, the Hudson Valley, and it is dangerous cold. These are the actual low temperatures, not wind factored in. Woodridge 1 below, Liberty 1 below zero, Kingston just 1 above, Newburgh down to 5 degrees tomorrow morning. It's one of our colder mornings this season. We will end up closer to freezing though by the end of the day.
Now, of course, we know that New York has no shortage of delicious bakeries. Am I right? But there's a new way to get your sweets on, and it's via the Cupcake Carriage. New York Live stopped by this bakery on wheels for a lesson on how to make your holiday treats sparkle this season.
A new Cupcake Carriage is hitting the streets and bringing all things sweet and pretty right to you this season. It's the brainchild of Tennille Ortiz. We're going to find out all about it and head inside.
Sarah, it's cold out there. Come inside.
It is cold. Ah! Tennille, I can't tell you how much I just love this whole concept. I love the truck. Where did the whole idea come from?
I was, working in healthcare. I was a business administrator in healthcare for GYN, and my son started to struggle in school, and so when I took some time off, I picked up this hobby just to make his birthday cakes, and it ended up being a business. I started to do them for family and friends for their housewarming and birthday parties, and then everybody would just place orders, and then it just quickly took off from there.
And I know you're going to show me some things today. I love baking. I love sweets and kind of creating with this medium. So show me your magic. Show me your ways, Tennille.
Okay, so what I do is I take fondant in all different colors. Right now we're gonna do the rocking horse.
Okay.
And what you're gonna do is take a little piece like this and knead it in your hand. Sorry, you should be experienced with this already.
Yeah, you know what? Fondant is like, once you get the hang of it, when you don't know like what temperature does to it and how you fix it and all those kind of things, you're like, oh my God!
Yep. So what you're gonna do is create like a little sausage-like thing and stick it into the bottom. And then you're gonna take a little bit of the brown and then stuff that in.
Okay, this has been so much fun, Tennille, and I
thank you.
can only imagine how delicious these are, but I want people to know where to go to book their own party, so where can they get more info?
Oh, sure. They can go to thecupcakecarriage.com, and on Instagram is @thecupcakecarriage.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
In New Jersey, a couple of new homeowners are super frustrated after a car crashed into their home just hours after they closed on it. Yikes. Then the next week, y'all, it happened again. Luckily, they're okay. As for the house, that's a different story. News 4's Brian Thompson has the News 4 exclusive from Ocean Township.
This is a house in shambles. Twice over 8 days, cars traveling from different directions struck it. Alcohol not involved, no one injured. The street's not especially dangerous. And Tim and Jen Husser hadn't even moved in yet.
It's just this thing, like, I can't believe that we just signed on this house, and I can't believe we didn't sleep here. I can't, like, just mind racing, like, beyond control.
Tim said that after the first strike a week ago Saturday, these Wanamassa Fire Company pictures show how it went in through the front door. Note there's no damage to the garage door, across the foyer, and then out the back side corner of the garage and finally into a small lake behind the house. This past Sunday, this picture shows a second car taking out that garage door. Two cars, one full of young people, the driver ticketed. 8 days later, a stolen car out of New York, the driver arrested. All just days before they plan to move in with their 4-year-old son and 2 dogs.
We don't feel safe here on this corner. We don't feel safe here on this corner now.
Like, this area we were gonna make as like our backyard, and that's like, you know, we had plans for certain things, and that's like right where it hit.
I don't care how many times people say this never happens. If it happens twice in a week, I don't care. That's our sign.
Inside the mostly undamaged part of the house, we peered into the foyer, now a part of the garage, or vice versa. Lumber keeping the upper floor from collapsing. And we did see several cracks like this in the living room. While we were talking on their deck, a house buyer approached to buy their home as is. So I asked him.
So how much would you offer for it?
We'll start at $400,000. How's that? Cash.
Is it attractive?
I don't know. I mean, it's not what our mortgage is.
It's not what we paid.
The mortgage is much higher.
Yes.
The shock is still there for the Hussars, an insurance company to hear from, an attorney to consult with, all while they've found a rental home for now. But that first mortgage payment is due in 5 weeks. In Ocean Township, Brian Thompson, News 4 New York.
All right, friends, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.